But I wanted to talk about this rapper, Chica. It's very, very sad what's going on with her. It appears to me that as soon as she received notoriety, sorry, it's early, so I'm kind of misspeaking, but as soon as she received notoriety, she in Hollywood and was signed with the the Warner Records in 2019. She went down a spiral of just depression. She has been receiving a lot of bullying online, social media online, and it has taken an emotional toll on Chica, and it is just so devastating to the point where she has gone down a spiral of depression, hopelessness, and wanting to take her life. So I wanted to talk about her because it is we're starting to see a huge trend going on with our young people, especially in the Black community, which is very sad. It appears to be a lot in the Black community with our beautiful young Black women, especially in Hollywood. Hollywood can be very stressful for our celebrities. They experience a lot of bullying online. We saw it happen with Chesley. And with Chica, she has experienced it a lot to the point where she has cried out publicly, making many attempts to try to take her life, and just recently this weekend. So let's just talk a little bit about her, and we'll talk about where her current status is now. But she is a 25-year-old Nigerian American rapper. She is known as Chica. She's an American rapper. She first garnered attention on social media, and I think it was back in 2019 during the presidential elections. And then she was signed by Warner Records following year, in 2019. So in 2018, that's when she garnered all this attention. And eventually she was signed by Warner Records in 2019. She also has become very accomplished, was winning awards. She was included in the Double XL's 2020 freshman class and was nominated for Grammys Awards for Best New Artist. So she started to, accumulate a lot of attention. But as we know, once you start accumulating fame, you start accumulating a lot of social criticism, which a lot of our celebrities sadly have to endure. She was born in Montgomery, Alabama. Because of her interest in music and slam poetry, she attended Booker T. Washington Magnet High School. She was accepted at a prestigious college, Berkeley College of Music. And given her Nigerian background, I know her parents probably put a lot of pressure on her to achieve academically. So that does, her going to a prestigious school kind of goes down the line of what her expectations were in terms of her family. But due to the tuition costs, she enrolled at the University of South Alabama instead, and she sadly dropped out after first year to focus on her music career because that was what she desired to aspire in. And she, again, talking about when she started to gain her career, she gained widespread attention following an Instagram post in 2016, actually. It was November 9th, 2016, the day after the 2016 United States presidential election. And in the video, she covers herself in a pale foundation saying, African American, never felt that, never heard of that, never tasted that, never smelled that. Early in 2017, she created the Ego Challenge using the Beyonce song of that title to promote body positivity and self love. That year, she also released a Pride themed remix. And on June 4th, 2017, she released an independent EP of poetry called Full Bloom. And in 2018, that's when she went viral for a freestyle addressed at Kanye West over West's own Jesus Walks beat. So that's when she really started garnering her attention in 2018. But as you can see, it was building up back in 2016. The freestyle covered West's support for Donald Trump and caught the attention of Jada Pinkett Smith, Sean Diddy Combs, Erykah Badu, and then she later released her freestyle dedicated to Nia Wilson. But the thing is, it seemed as though she was doing okay until she started garnering this attention in Hollywood. And as you guys are familiar, a lot of celebrities get bullied online. And once you become exposed publicly and you start garnering attention, you can garner attention from many trolls and people who are unhappy with their life. And they try to put that hatred and hurt and unhappiness on to you as a celebrity. So when she started garnering this attention, she started garnering also the negative attention. She released her debut single, No Squares, in April 2019. The following month, at an invitation, and was an invitation guest host at the Lena Wath. She performed Richie versus Alabama, another of her songs. So I do want to encourage you to kind of like take a research of her, later on, just to get a feel for who she is. But she does have a lot of accolades, and I like to just spend a little bit of time on her because I know a lot of people aren't familiar with her. So she also had a role as a high school student in 2020 Netflix original film Project Power. So you can watch her on that show. She also contributed to the track My Power. She also is into fashion. She was featured in a Calvin Klein My Calvin's advertisement. But that's kind of just an overview of her accolades. She has also won an NAACP Image Award for Outstanding New Artist. She was nominated for a Grammy Award for Best New Artist. On August 11, 2020, she was included in the Double XL's 2020 freshman class, and she was announced that her second EP, Once Upon a Time, would be released at midnight of March 11, 2021. So she was starting to build her career, but that's when the concerns started to happen. Let's first just kind of go down and talk a little bit about what happened last year, and then we'll talk about what has happened this past weekend. But sadly, let me see. I don't know if that's the article I want to go to just yet. Yes. So sadly, last year, April 2021, she started to receive a lot of social media bullying. She was bullied to the point where it drew her, drove her basically to a point of retiring from the music industry. She could not emotionally take it anymore. And when she stated, she talked to her record label. She talked to her family members about it, and then it was eventually released on social media. And when she did that, she garnered a lot of backlash and bullying and criticisms and abuse online, sadly. And it drew her to a point where she was going to take her life last year. So I really want to go into the article and go into the details of what happened last year because it kind of segues into what happened this past weekend. But so in the statement, she wrote that she was safe again, but this is kind of similar to what she did last time. And what happened last year when she was going to take her life, Cardi B reached out to her. And I talked about this in another video. Cardi B had also been receiving bullying from a blogger online. I know you guys are familiar with her, Tasha K. And she also had posted on Twitter a couple years ago that she was going to take her life because of all the bullying she went through. So when she saw that Chica, a rapper who was in the industry, was going through that same bullying and was, crying out online saying, I'm taking my life, Cardi B reached out to her and she tried to encourage her and give her hope. And that, I believe, that was what really helped Chica regain her hope back and encouraged her to not take that final step of self-conclusion last night. So and this is just basic on this article. She said in a statement, she wrote that she is safe, doing a little better. I'm alive. I'm okay. She tweeted, "Thank you to everyone who reached out to check in. It's been a very intense week. I'm not retiring after what I've endured in the past few days. I'm not ever allowing anyone to stop me." But I believe that was because Cardi B spoke to her. She thanked Cardi B, who reached out to her after she had posted struggles. Chica said Cardi B has supported her for a long time and understands the position she is in, which is very true. The reason why Cardi B reached out to her because she had empathy on Chica because she had experienced the same self-conclusion thoughts and intentions that Chica felt because she had been going through so much bullying from bloggers, from media individuals. And one particular person was Tasha K, who was trying to garner, finances, basically build her platform, become viral off of completely saying lies about Cardi B. For example, saying Cardi B had an STD and other things like that. And we also know now that blogger has now owes Cardi B $4 million because of a lawsuit that Cardi B won because of those lies. But based on that bullying and Cardi B having this, going through that torment, she had empathy because she could identify with Chica. And I really believe that is what gave Chica hope to not quit the industry last year and to help her continue to go on. But let's go into the actual incident of what happened last year because we have to build up to what happened this weekend. So back at the end of March, Chica started tweeting that she wasn't doing well. She said, I don't know, man, not to be that constant voice on the TL that's either critical of something or slightly depressing, but I've just been sad lately, super sad and super tired, she wrote before deactivating her account. So that's her post, as you can see there. You guys can even go on Twitter and you can follow her. Her name is Sneaky Chica, and you can actually go on and look at these posts yourself. And there's also replies on there. I don't really need to go into the replies, but you guys can. After she reactivated her account, after about a week, she tweeted out some thoughts of the state of current mainstream female rappers. Some took it at a slight against others, like Cardi B, and started to reply on social media, calling her out. This led to another tweet about her mental health. So Chica has been battling a lot of mental health, and I think it has been stemmed from the Hollywood industry. Full transparency, she says, I was on the verge of getting the F out of here 3 times last week. Very sad. So excuse me if I don't care about whatever the HELL y'all be talking about. For real, she retweeted. This SHIT is a MF circus, and the things I vent on here are crucial to my mental health. Sharing my opinion freely is literally a saving grace for me. And that's key words I want you guys to really listen to. Sharing my opinion freely is literally a saving grace for me. And that's something that I've been trying to emphasize to you guys when you are dealing with mental health issues or depression or social anxiety or whatever you're dealing with. Sharing it and expressing it is really a way of coping and dealing with it, because a lot of times what ends up happening with people who do end up self-concluding is they bottle it all up inside because of the shame, the bullying, like what Chica has gone through. We're going to go through her life, the bullying that these individuals endure on a daily basis, and how people demean the struggle that they are going through, and they don't empathize. Instead, they mock them, they make fun of them, as they did to Chica, repeatedly saying, oh, you keep saying you're going to do this, why don't you just do it? Like, people saying stuff like that instead of showing empathy. And when people speak out like this, like Chica is doing, it is a cry for help. They just want someone to care and reach out. And that's what Cardi B did for Chica. Is at this time last year, she reached out and she showed love to her. And that is all Chica really needed. She just needed someone to care. And that's the one thing that I see that's different from Chica than other individuals, because when people are truly done with life, they don't really post too much more about it. They may give you some clues that we see in the Ian Alexander when he was talking about all the stresses he was going through on his Twitter, but they're not going to be as transparent as Chica was. So I think Chica was to that point, but she, in the back of her mind, just wanted someone to save her, someone to care. And thank God that Cardi B reached out to her, and someone that not just cares, but can empathize with her. That's the key word, empathy. So soon stands of other female rappers were tweeting shade and insults about Chica. So she's not only getting bullied by social media fans or bullies, but now female rappers, celebrities in the industry. Her tweets became more combative. Finally, after several days of replying to trolls, she tweeted that she was retiring from music. It's like she could not take it anymore. As you know, the industry is so, it really does take a strong person, and I really don't think anyone is strong enough to handle Hollywood. I mean, thank God people do, but in order to handle Hollywood, you can't be so in tune to what's going on in social media, and that's the issue that we see. Is people like Beyonce, for example, she does not stay on social media all the time. I'm pretty sure she gets, negative social media posts and response from different bloggers and trolls and stuff like that. But the difference between her and a lot of other our mainstream or our brand new celebrities such as Chica is a lot of them become fixated on the posts and the messages that they get on social media, because we have our younger people. She's 25 years old. The younger people are very interested in what's going on in social media. That's pretty much how young people function in society, is through media, through technology, through Twitter, through Instagram, through Facebook, through TikTok. It's all the social media outlets that they are fixated on. However, being fixated on these messages is what is triggering the spiral mental health that we are seeing happening to a lot of our celebrities, especially our Black celebrities, because they do endure an extra weight of pressure than the average individual, uh, due to, certain inequalities, certain judgments, judgments that they face. Let's see. So Chica then posted a disturbing video on her Instagram story stating that she was, going to take her life, and hoped all the trolls harassing her were as well. Okay, so she is giving you the reasons why she can no longer take it. And the sad part is she is consuming all of these negative posts. She's reading them. She is, and that is getting into her mindset, her suke, and that is what is causing her to experience all of these emotional downbreaks and feelings of hopelessness, because the enemy is a spirit. So we're not wrestling against, again, we're not wrestling against man and flesh and blood. We are wrestling against the spirit realm. And so the spirit realm knows exactly what they can do to terrorize people, to tear them down, to make them feel hopeless. And they use social media trolls and other individuals to get into the mind of people like our Chicas and other individuals, to cause them to feel emotional depression to a point where they feel hopeless. In the video, she said she had been thinking about taking her life for a while, and added, "It is very little to do with you guys because it has very little to do with you guys because nothing you do matters. Let me repeat that. Nothing you do matters. You're nobody. The only thing you do is dogpile on top of people's other mental problems and make them worse. I came on here today and said I'm retiring because that's where I'm at physically, mentally, and emotionally. You stupid," she said a cuss word, "flooded my comments immediately, not knowing what the F I'm going through. But you want to give me a good blank about you and your stupid blank fifth grade stand friends know." In a second video, she added, "I'm in therapy. I'm literally working through my SHIT, and sometimes I need to just talk. Sometimes I just need to tweet something. Me saying I want to retire, which is something I told my manager yesterday, you just think that it's funny. It's all fun and effing games. Attack me like I'm the issue. Trolls continue to attack her, screen recording the story and posting it on social media and mocking her. Some even went as far as saying she should take her life." And this is sounding a lot like Chesley, as sad as it is, but this is what they go through. And the thing is, the difference between her is that she's actually speaking about it. So that is a stimmer of hope. That shows that this is a person who is looking for a way out. They deep down, they just want someone to care. They're crying out for help when they're actually vocalizing it, because a lot of times when people have got to that point where they just don't care, they're not going to speak anymore. You won't see these posts. They'll just be completely silent, and then next thing you hear, they're gone. But she is speaking out because she actually has a glimmer of hope, like at least if somebody could just care, And instead of getting that care, she's getting more people telling her, "Go ahead and take your life." They're mocking her. They're doing all these things. And the issue that she's dealing with is she keeps reading the information. She keeps reading the information. She keeps, digesting it basically into her mind. And what is happening is it is consuming her and driving her more into a state of hopelessness. That's why I think one of the most negative things that Hollywood celebrities and other individuals can do is continue to digest and read the negative posts that they get from individuals online, because there's a lot of people who have mental illness online that go there and their lives are miserable, and they're being used by the enemy to cause hopelessness to other individuals. Thus reaction led to Chica posting a note on her Twitter about April 10th. She said, "Today I shared that I was thinking of retiring because the mental toll being in the industry has taken on me is not something you bounce back from easily," she wrote. "I've told my team, I've told my therapist, I've told friends and acquaintances today. I told Twitter." What followed was a horde of psychotic fans rejoining in the decline of my mental health, harassing me as if I spoke to them first. When you have depression and the negative self-talk you have towards yourself is deafening. Now imagine a slew of weirdos dogpiling on top of thoughts you already have to fight off yourself. That is sad. It's not effing cool. It's not trolling or stan culture. You're pushing people to the point of no return. Again, she said, you're pushing. So she said she's already dealing with depression. she's like, I'm already dealing with depression. I'm already feeling hopeless. I already do not want to be here anymore. And then I'm trying to go online to seek out help. This is her outlet. This is her way of venting, liberating herself. I mean, she's already trying to get help. And this thing, she's trying to get help. She's doing some of the things that she should do. Talk it out. She's going to see a therapist. But instead, she should be praying as well. She needs that spiritual aspect, but I don't think she has that. That's the one component she is missing. But she's trying to go online though, and she's trying to get help from people online. And that's not the place to go. When you try to get help or get some type of reassurance, you go get therapy, you have your spiritual aspect, but you find people that you can trust that have empathy. So reaching out to a close friend or reaching out to a family member, somebody who is prone to give you empathy. But I don't think she felt she had that. So her way is going on social media, which was not the right approach, because going on there, that just opens the door to all kinds of perverted, mentally ill people who will just go and further exacerbate your situation, make it worse, mock you, tell you how horrible you are. And that's that happened to her, is that she's saying, I'm already feeling hopeless. She chose the wrong outlet to go on social media. That's not the place you want to go when you're talking about depression. You want to go to someone you trust and your therapist and have that spiritual aspect, maybe a pastor, so forth. Your prayer and reading your affirmations and all that stuff we talked about in all the other videos. But she chose social media, which was probably not a good place to do it, because now she's being mocked even more and being pushed to the point of no return. So this is back April 10th of 2021, you guys, and we haven't even got to this weekend. So she ended the note by saying, with that said, I'm out. If it doesn't work, I'll try again. Today, Chica confirmed she was referring to taking her life in the note. After she tweeted that she was leaving social media, she posted one more longer note. I made a video clearly breaking down while trying to communicate that I was being pushed into a point where this was making my own internal battle worse. And the last tweet I remember seeing was someone excited at the possibility that I might hurt myself, she wrote. The note screenshot was not about quitting. It was about ending my life, she continued. Because that day I tried. I don't know who called who, but paramedics broke my door down to save my life. Let's say that again. Because that day I tried. I don't know who called, but paramedics broke my door down to save my life. Thank you to whoever was looking out for me that night. I was not okay. Let's say that again. Thank you to whomever was looking out for me that night. I was not okay. So when she's posting these posts, deep down inside, she is hoping someone will save her. She is looking for someone who will reach out to her to care. And in this situation last year, someone did, and someone, was able, to call the paramedics to break down the door and care. And she said, thank you, because that's all she wanted. Deep down, she wanted to leave this earth, but then in reality, she didn't want to. And she wanted someone to just care. She said, if I can get that one glimmer of hope that somebody cares out there for me, then maybe I can have another chance at this life. And thank God at this time, someone did. Again, she clarified that this was a long-term problem. So again, guys, this is a long-term thing that we've been talking about, these mental health issues, is that it's long-term. It builds over time. It's various factors. This is not something that just springs up out of nowhere. And not just the result of recent trolls, but she called for people to be kinder on the internet. Repeat, she called for people to be kinder on the internet. That's why it's really not recommended that our celebrities, be on the internet. I really don't think if a person has signed in the Hollywood industry, they should be on the internet. And we do have some actors that don't even have social media for that reason. And I applaud, as I talked about before, Beyonce, because I don't think she really does look online as much. She doesn't really go on there because of this very reason. And in fact, Beyonce gave advisements to Chloe, who is an upcoming and rising celebrity, who is kind of her mentee, told her, do not pay attention to the posts you see online from people because it will consume you. And sadly, Chloe is now dealing with that bullying because she didn't heed to the advice of Beyonce. She's online, she's reading all the comments, and there's some prior social media posts you can Google on YouTube where she breaks down and cries because they bully her when she tries to do some self-expression because, she's trying to be, she wants to be accepted in the Hollywood industry. So she wants to be seductive and give viewers what they want, basically. But deep down, when you look at Chloe, you really don't think that's who she is. She's kind of being someone she's not. So people can see through that. Everybody can tell if someone's being genuine or not. That's just, people are able to discern that. And so she tried to post something seductive online, and she got some negative feedback, people trolling her, and she had an emotional, she broke down. She just started crying on social media saying, this is who I am, stuff like that, right? In my heart, I don't really think that's who she is. I really think I really think Chloe's that good, the next door neighbor girl who now has to kind of compromise who she is to sustain her fame in the Hollywood industry. Because prior to her being seductive online, she was not getting too much reviews and attention. And then when she started being more seductive, she started getting a lot more fame. So that's my opinion. That's a side note. But I'm just saying, I use that side example to say Beyonce advised Chloe, do not go online looking at these social media reviews because it will consume you. And the reason why you don't see Beyonce out here crying and stuff like that, because she does not review the social media posts. She is not out there reading anything that people say about her. I mean, even she doesn't even read about the bloggers. Bloggers say all kinds of stuff about her. I don't even think she knows anything about it. And the issue that we're dealing with our younger celebrities, Chica is 25 years old. Chloe Bailey's in her early 20s. Our younger individuals are more inclined to be, very highly consumed by social media, because that is the trend. Social media is the trend for our younger community. And that's the problem, because as they're reading these tormenting, horrible messages, it is consuming them, and it is causing them to feel hopeless, depression. And in this situation, Chica had already been dealing with mental health issues, and she went online to the wrong source to cry out to individuals who clearly do not care. And all that did was further drive her down a hole of despair. And that's sad, because this is speaking volumes to all of us about how to handle people with care. And she ended the note by saying, take care of yourselves and the people you love. We're all we got. So again, she clarified that this was a long-term problem that was not just the result of recent trolls, but she called for people to be kinder on the internet. We need to listen more when people say they aren't okay, she wrote. We need to be mindful with our words. We need to treat each other like humans. Petty arguments are a part of internet culture, but being pushed to a point that caused me to go through the most traumatic week of my life is something that didn't and doesn't need to happen. It's true. To anyone, she ended the note by saying that she will be fine, and encourage readers to take care of yourselves, and that people love, and we're all we got. Okay, so she gave a good message that could educate all of us, about being careful and kind to others. The issue is, she's speaking to a brick wall, because there are millions of people out there who see these posts. A lot of them have their own mental illness. A lot of them are unhappy with their life. They pretty much don't care. They would love to see someone take their life, as sad as it is, because they are being used by the enemy. They are being used by the enemy, and they are allowing the enemy to basically torment these other individuals online. So even though, yes, this will capture a lot of individuals who have a caring heart, a lot of the trolls are not going to be moved by this post, unfortunately. So the thing that is going to help Chica is if she steps away from social media. And that's what Cardi B advised her. Cardi B said, this social media stuff has been consuming me, and I also thought about taking my life. The best advice I could give you is stay off of social media. And she even said in the beginning of this post that she was going to take a step back from social media. And here is the actual post. Let me see. I know I've spoken my piece, but I feel I need to clarify some things. I'm not reading comments, replies, DMs, but some texts I'm getting are making me feel the need to be fully transparent. Last week was not simply a result of online bullying. I have been working through a rough patch in life that traits did not cause. However, in one of my most vulnerable points, I was submerged in messages encouraging me to take my life. I fought back and wished the same fate on those sending hate. I made a video clearly breaking down while trying to communicate that I was being pushed to a point where this was making my own internal battles worse, and that the last tweet I remember seeing was someone excited at the possibility that I might hurt myself. The note screenshot was not about quitting. It was about ending my life because that day I tried, I don't know who called, but paramedics broke in. And she thanked him. Let's see if we can go at that tweet real quick, if we can get to it. Social media did not cause what happened. However, it definitely was the straw that broke the camel's back that evening. I barely remember anything. I could tell you what the next 3 days felt like, but it's too much to get into. I'm saying all of this to say we need to listen more when people say they are not okay. We need to be mindful of their words. We need to treat each other like humans. Petty arguments are a part of internet culture. But being pushed to a point that caused me to go through the most traumatic week of my life is something that didn't and doesn't need to happen to anyone. This break I'm taking has less to do with stands, harassment, online stuff. It's a chance for me to process all of this and protect the joy I have left. I am fine and will be fine, I promise you. I'm just about to go be human for a little bit. Take care of yourself and the people you love. We're all we got. So I really love her message because she is speaking to the world for many people out there who suffer online bullying. She really is. She is the voice for those people who are now in their graves because of the online bullying that drove them to a state of hopelessness. And this speaks volumes to the world that, we have to be kind to others. We have to be loving to others. We have to show empathy to others. And that is the only way that we can truly help individuals who are going through a hopeless state. So this is what happened April 2021. Let's bring you back now. We're going forward into yesterday. Yesterday morning, I don't know what happened in poor Chica's life, but she had been going through depression once again. Let's see if I can find that article. So in that last incident, April 21, Cardi B reached out to her. And I believe Cardi B is truly the one person that truly could empathize with her and understand her and show empathy to her. And that is what helped her get past this traumatic situation. However, this past weekend, I don't know what happened in Chica's life that drove her to that hopeless state again. Let's see if this is the article that we're talking about. Hold on, let me see if I can find it, you guys. Okay, I think this is it. So sadly, on her Instagram yesterday, it was early in the morning hours in New York, she started posting stories on her online saying that she was going to jump off a building, but she got afraid of the railings, and so she was trying to find an easier, less painful way of ending it again. So I let's just go into this article of what happened recently. But basically, she sent her fans into a panic over the weekend, this past weekend, after she posted a series of chilling messages to her Instagram account implying that she wanted to end her life. And this was just March 26th. That's yesterday, you guys. She posted a lengthy statement to her profile noting how she went up to the top of the Intercontinental but could not jump. The 25-year-old wrote that she hesitated because the metal stairs were scary. And that is just so sad, And actually, at this incident, someone actually spoke to her and encouraged her at this. She's going to thank them later on, but someone came and reached out to her and showed empathy to her during this time. But Chica continued that's the part about having a effed up brain. No matter how much pain you are in, there will always be something holding you back. It looks like crying wolf, but it's not. It's just difficult to find the right way, the quickest way, the painless way. I'm tired of myself too. She is getting therapy, you guys. I do know that. But I wonder if they have her on some type of medication to help with this, because I do think she is suffering from a very severe mental health issue that she needs a lot more attention than the average individual. I do think she does need some type of significant intervention than just, the traditional therapy to help her with her mental illness. But she further along in the heartbreaking letter, Chica claimed that she was never meant to win in life and she didn't need anyone feeling bad or worried about her attempt, her self-conclusion attempt. She said, I failed the last time I tried. Save your emotions for when I succeed. The rising hip hop star ended her gut-wrenching letter telling fans and followers that this was a cautionary tale of sorts. She added, no more typing. I'm going to finish my drink and find a way that works. Thanks for the ride. I hated it. So here's her post. I actually want to read her words because her words are powerful and they really are an inside look into the mind of someone who is battling mental illness, someone who is battling hopelessness, someone who is thinking about taking their life. And it is an educational tool that we can use to help other individuals. So let's read her post. This is one of the things she put on her story. So I tried to go back to her Instagram and it's gone, sadly. So we won't be able to look at it in detail, but let's just go here and then we'll go back. Okay, so this was one of her stories. She said, I went to the top of the Intercontinental but could not jump. Not because I don't want to, but because the metal stairs were scary. That's the thing about having an effed up brain. No matter how much pain you're in, there will always be something to hold you back. I know you guys are tired of me holding back. It's draining and sad. It looks like crying wolf, but it's not. It's just difficult to find the right way, the quickest way, the painless way. I am tired of myself too. I don't need anyone feeling bad or worried because I failed the last time I tried. Save your emotions for when I succeed. It will be the first time I got what I wanted in its entirety. The first time I'll be okay. Having no help, the one thing I was capable of doing on my own, I think I'm supposed to be a cautionary tale of sorts. What happens when no one listens? What happens when no one listens? You guys hear that? What happens when you leave a broken person to their own devices? What happens when you think people are too capable to fail? Meaning you think, oh, well, they're in Hollywood. They have everything they want. They have fame. They have awards. They have beauty like Chesley Chris. They have accolades like Chesley Chris. They have prestige like Katie Meyer. Oh, they could never do this. She is telling you no. Just because you think somebody has everything on the outside, they could be suffering on the inside. That's why I said this is very important that I'm reading this to you guys. She said, let me see, let's go back there. What happens when you think people are too capable to fail? We have, what does that say? I care us and we have me. We flew too close to the sun and one couldn't even conquer metal stairs only 20 feet away from eternal freedom. You see that? Only 20 feet away from eternal freedom. That puts us into the mind of Chesley Chris as well. When she, made this plan to do what she did. She saw taking that jump as eternal freedom to her because of the emotional torment that she had went through. And she looked and researched and found that one way that she felt was the way for her to gain rest and peace. That was her eternal freedom. And as delusional as it is, in the mind of how the enemy corrupts the mind, deceives the mind into our individuals who are suffering with mental health, to lie to them, to tell them this is the way out. This is what she is opening up our minds to see what people are thinking in their minds. So let's go back to that. She said, one couldn't even conquer metal stairs only 20 feet away from eternal freedom. Did you see that? It's a flawed, sad view of what she thinks is her freedom, but it's the enemy in her mind telling her, hey, this is your way out. Just take this jump and you're ready to go. She didn't listen to the voice, but she still is saying how she's accepting what the voice is telling her is her eternal freedom. But she hasn't garnered, she's saying in her mind, the confidence to do it, which I'm grateful she didn't, because I'm praying that she really comes out of this in Jesus' name and can be a testimony to many people. She said, I will find that freedom somehow today. I am not sorry to let people down. I refuse to die carrying the burdens of people who could not share my own. I refuse to take this pressure to the grave. I refuse to continue to deceive myself into believing things aren't meant to get better. I knew everything in my life before it happened. Ask my mom and dad. They heard me predict my life. I was not wrong when I am still not wrong. And I was not wrong and I'm still not wrong. I'm not speaking things into existence. I'm speaking of what already exists. The story, the narrative, the ebbs, the flows, the saga. I was never meant to win. I was meant to show someone else they can. I do not forgive anyone. And I do not want anyone to forgive me except my best friends, Cole, and my immediate family, mom, sisters. That's it. They shouldn't have to hurt when remembering me. They really effing this, that, and that, sorry, they shouldn't have to hurt when remembering me. That really effing sucks. And I'm a piece of SHIT for that. So you see that? That's another thing. So people say, well, they had all this family and they had brothers and sisters and everything. So why would they do that? Because really what she's saying here is that, even I don't, it sucks that they have to hurt to remember me. But, and I'm a piece of SHIT for that. I'm basically selfish for making this decision. But this is my eternal freedom, which is what the enemy is lying to her. And it's not an excuse for what she's feeling, but I'm saying, but the enemy is lying to her, telling her this is her way out, and so she's trying to share to you, yes, I understand that it affects my family, but this is my way out, sadly, was what she thinks. Okay, she said, I know it, but my hurting matters too. Did you see that? She said, I am a piece of HIT for that. I know it. So I know I'm hurting these people by making this decision, but my hurting matters too. So she's saying, I'm putting my feelings above what pain my family members or friends may feel if I leave this earth. That is what she's saying. Even if only to me. So she said, I know it, but my hurting matters too, even if it only matters to me. Did you see that? So she's saying, I know I'm going to be hurting these people. I know I'm a piece of HIT for making this decision, but I'm putting my hurt above what pain that they may feel. And because my feelings matter, even if I'm the only one that really cares. And this is what a lot of the thought process of individuals who are suffering from depression and hopelessness and ready to self-conclude are thinking in their mind, that they're putting their pain above, maybe people are saying, oh, well, they had friends and all this support. But reality is they're saying my pain hurts more than all that. So I'm going to do what it takes in her mind because of what the enemy has lied to her. Again, I have to emphasize to you guys that even though I'm trying to explain to you what she's saying, it doesn't excuse this as the way out, but the enemy gets into the mind. That's why it's important to renew the mind, because the enemy deceives the mind into thinking this is their eternal freedom when it's really not, when there's other ways out. And sadly, when we don't have people supporting them and that's there for them and that cares for them and cares for their feelings, then they feel that voice that's lying to them, again, I have to emphasize lying to them, is right. They think it's flawed and it's right. So they're deceived in their mind. Okay, she says, I know it, but my hurting matters too, even if it only matters to me. Thank you to the nice lady in Minnesota who gave me a hug. That kindness and selflessness is needed in this world. You're someone's angel. You're going to save someone's life, just not mine. You see how sad that was? So someone tried to reach out to her just this weekend when she was going to jump, and they gave her a hug, or actually probably not during the time when she was going to jump. I think she probably was just venting or something, and the lady came and hugged her and tried to give her hope. And she's saying, hey, thanks for trying, but you're going to save someone else, but just not mine. But what her message is saying, that when you're seeing someone in a crisis like this, hug them, show love to them, show empathy, because she's saying that can save someone's life. That's what her message is, that when you see someone is hurting, hug and love and show empathy. But there's different expressions of how we see this is happening to different people. Some people talk about it, like Chica and Ian and Alexander in his Twitters. Some people don't. Some people wear a mask, like as we've seen with Chesley and Katie Meyer. They wear masks on social media that they're happy and everything's going well. So people handle hurt, pain, depression, hopelessness in different ways. So we cannot be consumed by one way and think, oh, this is the only way that they're going to express themselves. Chica has a different way. And her way, I feel, is a way for people to step in and intervene and help her and get her on the right direction. I do wish that she had some type of spiritual relationship with God and had the affirmations and had the prayer, because I really feel that that's what really will also help her build her spirit up in these hopeless times. Because yes, therapy is there, but what do you do at the middle of the night when your therapist is not there? What do you do at 2 or 3 in the morning when your therapist is not on the clock? And when you're all alone, when no one's answering their phone, all you have is your thoughts and God. And he is the one that will help build your spirit up in those trying times when you are down, when you are trodden, and when you are feeling hopelessness like Chica is feeling right now. And she said, no more typing. I'm going to finish my drink, find a way that works. Thanks for the ride. I hated it. So that was just a couple hours yesterday. This was yesterday's post, you guys. This is how recent it was. She goes on to post other different stories online yesterday. Let's see if we can find a picture of those. Oh, that's a Cardi B post. I think Cardi B might have reached out to her. Trying to find it. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, guys. I got to go back to that. There it is. Got to go back to this story here. So shortly after the post went viral, that's when TMZ issued their report. LAPD officials told the media outlet that they went to her North Hollywood apartment to check on her, but she wasn't home when they arrived. Prior to Sunday's startling event, Chica had previously posted a number of concerning messages on social media expressing, letting her, basically self-conclusion thoughts. On the evening of March 25th, Chica wrote, and this is back on Friday, so she's thinking about this. I told you guys this is kind of what Chesley was going through. When she was thinking about it, it was manifesting over a course of days. And so we can see here, this is building up on the evening of Friday, March 25th. Chica wrote via her Instagram stories, "I'm not making it home." She followed up with another disturbing message that read, "Find my body in St. Paul, I don't give a F, and Madison, actually, hope you're happy." So I don't know who Madison is, but she's speaking to someone who did something tormenting to her. I do know that she probably was dating this lady. She might have been in a relationship with Madison. I don't know. It might be some type of love situation that also kind of set her down, that triggered her depression and just exacerbated it and made it worse. That's what I'm thinking, because she's directly sending this message to Madison. So whoever Madison is, she might have had some type of romantic relationship. Maybe they broke up, and that is what triggered this already existing, developing depression and mental health issue that we already know that's been going on since at least last year, but it's been going on even before that. But we're not going into detail on that just for time constraints. You guys will have to go onto her Twitter and take some time to kind of go into her other stories. So there she is. Let's just see. I'm curious of this. Come home when you feel safe again. This time I'll keep you warm. I've longed to see your face again. My lighthouse in a storm. Oh. So I don't want to get copyright for that, but that's just kind of like an example of how gifted she is. Not only is she a rapper, but she is a great vocalist. She plays instruments. So when someone has that kind of gift and they get so much publicity, as we see our celebrities get, they are bound to attract toxicity. They are bound to attract bullies. They're bound to attract trolls. And it becomes so unbearable for them that they feel their only way out for mental peace is to self-conclude. Sadly, that's why we need to be caring and show love and show kindness. And number one, the therapy, she needs the therapy, but she also needs to get a spiritual relationship with God. And she needs to find people that she can trust that really have empathy for her. I think she doesn't feel she has that social support. So her only way of getting it is by posting things online, because she feels truly alone in this world. And, like I said, those late nights at night when she's all alone, she doesn't have anyone. So she goes online and posts, and people just make her situation worse. Okay, so let's just read what she says about her song that we just watched. She said, "You are the ray of light that humbles clouds. I started producing this song a couple days ago. I've had such a brain fog going on, mostly stemming from self-doubt." You guys hear that? The enemy that he gets in the mind, the battle, you guys, the battle. That's why I told you I really was my favorite key to freedom that I'm teaching you guys about is renewing the mind, because that's the enemy's playing ground. He loves getting into that mind and tormenting you. And that's what he's doing to her. He's saying, stemming from self-doubt, internal turmoil, and lack of support. Did you hear that? Lack of support. I just said that. Lack of support. She doesn't have anyone in her life, not her mother, not her father, not her friends, that really have shown care to her. So how does she speak out about it and seek help? Is put it on Instagram, put it on Twitter. And that's the wrong place to do it, because people out there don't care either. So, and they're even worse. They're even worse because they are going to say things that further drive her down a path of destruction, basically. So that's why she's going online. She's saying that she has self-doubt, internal turmoil, and lack of support. That's the key thing you want to really lock into. I have a few friends who always check on me and pray for me, and have a few after a few low points, I was inspired to write about the feeling of unconditional love. And we all need that affection, the kind that lacks. Wait, the kind that lacks. I don't know it. I think it ends there. But yeah, she's saying she has some support. But in my opinion, I don't know how in-depth that support is. I mean, they check on her, they pray with her after a few low points. But I wonder if they're there for her in those more hopeless times when it's late at night, where she was at this situation, like I said, when she's alone, because she has the social support. But what does she do at 1 or 2 or 3 in the morning when she's alone? No therapist there, no friends there, no parents there. That's why that third component is the spiritual relationship, because there are times when you need to encourage yourself in the Lord. You need to speak those scriptures that God has given us to build us up. You need to speak those affirmations, because there will be times, even if you have social support, even if you have a therapist, when you will have no one there except for your thoughts and God. And you have to be able to build yourself up in the Lord in those hopeless times. Okay, so that's essentially what happened. Let's see. I'm trying to go down to show you guys some of her other posts. I think this thing is freezing up. Okay, I don't think they have the actual post on there. But essentially it said that she failed the last time and she tried and she saved her emotions. So what's going on with Chica now? So after that, we didn't see any more stories from her. I went on her Instagram. I tried to, find the current status, and I was really feeling worried. I was praying all last night because I was really concerned about her. But we have good news, you guys. She is okay. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. She is okay. Thank God someone was able to reach out to her and intervene, and thank God, because for Chica, even though she feels this state of hopeless, she's still fighting for her life. And the way she's doing that is through crying out through social media. Like I said to you guys, when people get to a point where they don't care anymore and they're done, you're not going to see posts. You're just going to hear in the news that this person's self-concluded. That's all you're going to hear. You're not going to see anything online. You're going to see that person smiling, happy, telling you about their next plans. And then the next thing you know, there will be a post, rest in peace. But with Chica, she has a small glimmer of hope where she's just trying to ask for help. She just wants help. And she thinks in her mind, that people don't care. She thinks that people are trying to get her to do it because there's trolls online that are abusive, that are trying to get her to take her life. She says, update fans, I'm okay after, the self-conclusion threats. Let's just read exactly what she says, which is today at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So that was just about in my time, because I'm in California with her, a little over an hour ago. She seems to be okay after writing, alive, want to go home. She adds, leaving the hospital. Leaving the hospital. Doesn't that sound familiar? Anybody who's been watching my videos, leaving the hospital? Remember Chesley Chris? When she was in law school and she had been doing all that work, overworking herself in like 5 or 6 different groups, different teams and organizations, and she worked herself to an emotional just exhaustion, and she was in the hospital for 8 days. I remember I told you that was a huge red flag that you needed to really focus on. Leaving the hospital. So this is kind of starting to really shed light on other situations that, why was Chesley Chris in the hospital for 8 days? Think about that a little bit more. But let's go back into her Chica here. She adds, leaving the hospital, Not that I should care about updating anyone besides family. I just want to be left alone, if that's okay. I appreciate the prayers and stuff. So thank God she is okay, because I was concerned, you guys. I was over praying and I just couldn't, I was very worried, but she is okay. I just want you guys to keep her in your prayers. I thought this was a story that was important to educate us all about. Oh, here's the actual post I was trying to show you guys. So this is what she had on her story. She said, "I'm not making it home." She was actually on a flight. You can see you can see that this was a plane that she was on. It's gut wrenching note. She said, "No more typing. I'm going to finish my drink." That's when we talked about, here's the stories I was trying to show you guys. She said, "Find my body in St. Paul. I don't give an F." Madison, actually, hope you're happy. This person, I really think, guys, I think this is somebody she's in a relationship with. That's my opinion. But now she's doing okay. Thank God. Praise the Lord. I just want you guys to keep her in your prayers. But I thought this was a very imperative story that I needed to share with you guys, because this story sheds light on the mindset of individuals who are battling mental health, that are going through depression, who are on the verge of trying to self-conclude. And a lot of times we don't get these internal thoughts from them, because they will go on about appearing as though they're happy and everything is beautiful and glittery and gold, like we saw with Chesley, like we saw with Katie Meyer. But in reality, these are some of the thoughts that the people are battling in their mind, and it is an educational tool that we can use to help ourselves, help friends, help families, and also help us in terms of how we react to people who are suffering. See, as a Black woman, a lot of Black women are encouraged to be this strong Black woman, to not show weakness, to not show any type of pain. And it's really because Black women have faced a lot of hardship in their life, so they've had to always be strong. They've had to always save face. They'd have to always rise above this extreme adversity and the situations and the hardships and the inequalities and the injustices to survive. That is how the normality of life has been for a Black woman. So to see someone like Chica expressing this, she is a voice for many Black women out there who are suffering in silence because they feel that they cannot show their vulnerability to the world. Like our Black lawyers, like Chesley, who is a Black lawyer that not only had to show the strength of a Black woman, but had to show the strength of a Black attorney. And again, I know that she left the legal field, but attorneys also have to show a form of strength. But then you add that with the culture of being a Black woman, that is double the strength that you have to exude in society. So I really am thankful that she was crying out for help, because she is educating the world about people who are battling mental health. She's educating the world about how we are to be empathetic, to show it, to sympathy, to not think that just because someone's going through something that you may think is not a big deal, it is to them. And sometimes you have to take yourself out of how you perceive things and just show love. Just show love. There's a lot of people around the world that are hurting and they don't have anyone that truly cares. Family members are dismissive, friends are dismissive. And there are those times when you are at home all alone and you don't have anyone there but your thoughts and God. So you have to have 3 components in your life, actually 4. 1, you need to have therapy. And 2, you need to have social support. If you don't have that social support, you need to have a spiritual relationship with God in those times when you're alone. And you need to have a journal, because you need to be able to express your feelings. You have to speak it out. You have to discuss it. Those are 4 components that can help individuals in these trying times. And I think one of the components that Chica is missing is that spiritual aspect. She has the therapy. She has somewhat of a small, social support, but instead of going to God at night when she's alone, she's going to social media, which is further driving her down a hole, because no one cares online. They're just care about themselves, or they're just as broken as she is. So it's the wrong source that she's going to, which is further driving her down a heart of destruction and pain and despair. So guys, just keep Chica in your prayer. Maybe go on her social media and please show love to her. Just send her a prayer, send her love, be kind. If you can't say anything nice, don't go on her post at all. But I'm just saying, those that have empathy and love towards her, please go on there and just say a prayer and say, sending love to you, sending empathy to you. Your life matters. You are, valuable to this world. And we just pray that you keep going. All right, guys, I love you all, and I wish you all a wonderful day today, and take care of yourself your mental health and just show love to everyone. All right, God bless you all.